Afternoon.
Good afternoon, Judge. I have Nathaniel Garrett first and then Donnell Hunter, whenever you're ready.
All right. Okay, thank you. I'm ready when you are.
Here we go.
Mr. Garrett,
Yes.
are you Mr. Garrett?
Yes, I am.
All right. You have a number of charges here in the city that have been unresolved. You have 4 counts of destruction of property, battery on a law enforcement officer, just straight up battery, 2 counts of trespassing, and then you also have a domestic battery. I have appointed counsel for you. Mr. Probst is here so that he can speak with you privately about these cases so we can see how they're going to proceed. So if you could ask the gentleman that gave you the headphones to put you in a breakout, you'll be able to speak to your lawyer in private.
All right.
Breakout room?
Yeah.
Don't hold those. Leave those on. Yep.
Judge Whitman, just want to confirm that because Keith had forwarded the docket for me today.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so it has not changed since this morning when it came out at 7:52.
There was they tried to put on a couple additions. Torian Scott, and Scott is his last name.
Okay.
But I believe, they were gonna put him on, but I don't think we should see him because there's another issue of competency again with him over in district court. So, they tried to add Casey Ledesic, but he's represented by Zach Anthony. And so I tried to get a hold of Zach, but I haven't heard from him that he could get on, so I don't think that's it. So I just have, let's see, 8 people today.
Okay, yep, and I have that number too.
Yeah,
So.
what you got? Cool.
All right, just wanted to make
Sounds good.
sure since I know sometimes I'm a little
Yeah.
out of the loop on that. Make sure
Yeah,
that-
the only thing on Mr. Hunter, there
Mhm.
is a discussion, there's some notation about a ability to pay hearing. I guess that's what we're doing.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out as well because I it didn't look like there was
Yeah,
any.
that's because he's been in custody for a long time. So
Mhm.
I just wanted to clarify, your understanding is too that that's what we're here today to discuss? Okay,
Yes, based on the notes I saw, that's the honestly the only thing I could imagine that we
gotcha. Okay.
that I'd be here for. So yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Well, we'll wait until he comes back and we'll see what's going on there.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to check on this.
Your Honor,
Yes,
we are ready if you're ready.
I'm ready. What are we doing with this case?
Well, Your Honor, there's a lot of information here. And Mr. Garrett would like the opportunity to review this discovery in our office. My understanding is he's been incarcerated for a period of time. He just went on probation, so he's on probation. Mr. Garrett, where are you on probation through?
Adult Correct Services.
Is that through Wyandotte County?
Yeah, it's Wyandotte County.
Okay, so and you were incarcerated on that case up until when?
August 2nd.
Okay,
I
so
caught it on January 2nd and got out August 2nd.
so
I had a period where I was out for like a month and a half, but then I got
Okay.
incarcerated again.
Okay, so Judge, if you would be willing to do an OR bond on Mr. Garrett so that we could set up a time for him to come into our office to review all of the discovery. It looks like we've got a lot of the information we would need to be able to go over with him. Yeah, we've got a bunch of police reports, so it looks like we have everything. So if the court would be willing to do an OR bond, we would request that at this time.
Mr. Garrett, who have you been reporting to for probation?
Michaela Steele
Steele?
or Michaela, I think her name is Michaela or Michaela.
Right, yeah,
I call her Miss Steele though, so I don't call her by her first name.
gotcha. One of the probation officers over at Court Services
Correct.
for that. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. These cases are old.
Yeah.
And they need to be taken care of. I will OR you out. However, We're going to get it, Mr. Probst, if you can give me a date for him to appear in your office.
Oh, Your Honor,
Do you have that?
I would not have a date. I do know that we just had, I think we have some dates available. Here, hold on a second here. Let me log into that real quick, Your Honor. We're booked solid next week. We opened up November 25th for appointments, Your Honor, and it looks like we still have 20 or so appointments available on that day.
Day before Thanksgiving?
Well, it's the Monday before Thanksgiving, Your Honor, not the day
Oh,
before.
I'm seeing, okay, yeah, November 25th.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Garrett, I'm going to give you what time?
Your Honor, let's go with 2 in the afternoon.
All right, Mr. Garrett, we're going to send paperwork over to the jail. There's going to be 2 dates on it. One is your appointment with defense counsel, and that's going to be November 25th at 2 o'clock. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
I will also, then I will give you the date of November 28th, which is Thursday. Do you know if the morning or afternoon would be better for you?
Excuse me, can you repeat that? I didn't hear what you said.
November 28th, which is that Thursday. So Monday you have your appointment.
Okay,
And November 28th, you have to come to court.
okay. I could do the
Okay.
morning. I could do the morning.
Morning, all right.
Yeah, early
So
is
I'll
best.
go to note that November 28th in the morning for you to appear in court,
All right.
okay?
Yeah.
Now, to visit with your attorney, it's in City Hall. It's on the 2nd floor,
Okay.
just in room 212. Okay?
Thank you.
We'll write that on the note also for the jail.
Judge,
Yes,
that's a Thanksgiving weekend. It's a Thursday and Friday. We will be closed on Thursday,
on the
November
28th?
Yes, it is
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
that's Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you. All right, so we'll go to, excuse me, December 5th. December 5th at 8.
Okay.
All right,
So I
so
come November
you,
25th.
on November 25th, on the week of Thanksgiving, that's a Monday, November 25th,
All
at
right.
2 o'clock, you're to be in your attorney's office here in City Hall.
I got that.
Understood?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
And then on December 5th at 8, you're going to be in court,
I got you.
so that we can see how these cases are going to move, whether we'll set them for trial, there'll be a plea or some other type of resolution. All right?
All right, sounds good.
Okay. Now, if you fail to appear, we are going to call Miss Steele and let her know there's a warrant out for you. You understand?
Yes, understandable.
Okay. So don't miss these appointments. All right? But you will be released today. We'll send over the paperwork. My only concern is there's the 2200 block of Birch. I don't know what's there, but you need to stay away from it. That whole 2200 block.
I will do.
Can you do that?
Yes, I can. Yes, I
All
can.
right. Okay, so that will be the condition of your OR is number 1, stay away from 2200 Birch. Make your appointment with your attorney on November 25th and be in court December 5th.
Will do.
All right, because we need to resolve these. All right. All right. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay. All right. We'll send over that paperwork as soon as court's over today.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Donnell Hunter next, Judge. Mr. Hunter.
Mike, can you give me your phone number again in case I have to call you?
Oh, yes. It is 913-573-5094.
Thank you.
You're live.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hunter. I'm Judge Whitman with Kansas City, Kansas Municipal Court. I was looking over your paperwork. You had a DUI and you were assessed some fines and costs. You have been in custody for quite a period of time. The fine was assessed for the DUI of the $500 and some court costs. Let me look at that paperwork just a second here. Because I think there's a problem with trying to figure out if you can pay this or not, because the law is pretty clear. Let me get that. Because you pled to no insurance and that fine was waived, which is not a problem. Then you were assessed a $500 fine, $23.50 court costs, and a $250 ADSAP fee. None of this makes sense to me because the fine for a DUI is $750. And so you were not assessed, or excuse me, it was $750 and you weren't assessed that. The ADSAP fee is actually $150. So I'm not quite sure what that's about. Mr. Probst, were you present when this occurred?
Judge, I can't answer that question. What was the date that happened?
It looks like you're on the journal entry. It happened August 16th. Mr. Hunter, the problem is that the state is pretty clear. The fines I cannot lessen. They are minimum mandatory fines. That $500 it's actually wrong, but that's what was assessed. And that has to be paid. The ADSAP fee is actually $150, but that is a service that you received when you got your evaluation, which has to be paid to the service provider. So, Mr. Probst, if you could enlighten me why there's this hearing, I don't know.
Well, Your Honor, why there's the hearing, I can't answer that. I would assume that you set him up because he's in the jail and maybe his fines weren't being taken, but let me see what I can find.
Well, on Judge Schultz's order of journal entry for the DUI, it says continued to October 25th, today at 1 o'clock for ability to pay hearing. And he got credit for the time served. I don't have any problem with that. I get that.
Let me see if there's anything in my notes here, Your Honor.
Sure.
Appreciate your patience. Your Honor, my notes show that I appeared with him at the jail docket,
Correct.
that he was advised of his rights. We reviewed the record with court, that he accepted the plea to criminal damage to property and sentenced on the DUI. Court accepted the plea terms and gave him a 90-day jail sentence. Judge, I don't know if you looked up this gentleman, but he has some pretty serious matters pending across the street.
I understand that. I saw that, and he's been in custody for a time, and he did
Right.
receive the credit for those 90 days.
And I just show here, client pled to the DUI and other charges from the same time period. Court sentenced him, fines imposed. I
Right.
don't show that we had this set on another day. So,
Right. Well, the journal entry says that it was set for today for ability to pay. I can't change any of these based on state law. I don't know what Judge Schultz was thinking that could happen. I get that he's been in custody, but they're gonna be there. It's a DUI.
Okay. Well, do you want me to chat with him briefly in a breakout room
Yeah,
and
you
see
can,
have that
Mr.
conversation with him and see what
Hunter,
the
you
options
can
are?
ask the gentleman to put you in a breakout so you can talk to your lawyer privately.
Can I please be,
Leave those on. Public defender.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes,
Um, he, Mr. Hunter is on P status, but it looks like he shouldn't be on P status.
so I'm gonna put him on payment status when they come back.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Probst. Wait a minute.
Yep, I'm gonna wait till he
Hunter's
gets
not
back
back
in.
yet. Hang on a second. There he is. Okay. Is there anything else we need to discuss?
Well, Judge, I think I do have some additional information that might be helpful.
Sure.
He refreshed my recollection as to what Judge Schultz had said. I guess we set it for today because he's currently set for trial, I think, on November 12th.
I believe that is correct, yes.
Judge Floyd. James Floyd is his attorney,
Yeah.
and he was under the belief that he might had been getting out potentially based upon how things were going at the time. And Judge thought that if he was going to get out, they wanted to make sure there was a payment date. So what I have told this gentleman is that the court will typically give 4 weeks for every $50 that's paid. He
Right.
says that he has somebody on the outside that can make those payments. And so he's asking today to set this over about 45 days so he can kind of get in contact with the person that needs to be making the payments.
Gotcha.
And then if you continue it out, then he'll try to make sure that they get the $50 in before that next court date to get another 4-week continuance.
I will, I'll set it for January 10th.
Oh, that's more than 45. Perfect.
Yeah, and that way, if he's out, then he can do what he needs to do. And if he is not, then he can have his person do what he needs to do. Does that make sense, Mr. Hunter?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we'll put it in payment status only, and you'll be January 10th at 1 o'clock. That'll be your court date.
Okay.
All
Now
right.
I do have another question. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no,
Uh,
you're fine.
Now I was curious on since it's set for payment options only. If I miss a payment or anything, will that affect me currently in the future?
Normally what we do is we set it for just a payment status. It should not issue a warrant for your arrest, but clearly this is sitting there waiting for you to get paid.
That's
Okay.
understood.
All right. So, and like Mr. Probst mentioned, a $20 payment of $50 moves that date along so that you don't have to worry about failing to appear in court.
Understood.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So payment status, your court date will be January 10th, and we'll work from there.
All right.
All
Thank you so
right.
much, Your Honor.
All right. You have a great day.
Hey, you too. No, I'm not done.
Sorry, I didn't have that information readily handy, Judge.
Oh, no, that's fine. I just thought it's weird that we got this payment thing. What are we doing? Yeah.
Pardon me for interrupting. New pod, Gutierrez, Joaquin Gutierrez. Back
All
soon.
right.
Judge, I thought you set that court date on November 28th because you wanted to make sure you got a chance to wish me happy birthday in person.
That I would have done that if we could have said it, but Lorena put the poo-poo on that.
Yeah, well, you know how people can be.
That's
But
what I'm saying.
if you want to open the court anyway,
Oh
just
my
so people,
God, no, don't say that, Judge.
yeah, if you want to make sure, I mean, you have the power to open the court and make sure
Well,
everybody shows
I
up just
think
to celebrate
the
my birthday.
clerks would rise up and hurt me. So, yeah, that's a no.
You
No.
two can be here on the 28th. I don't mind that. I mean,
While we're waiting, a funny story is I was born on Thanksgiving Day. And
Oh,
so
wow.
I was born on Thanksgiving Day. So my birthday, no matter what day it fell on, was always celebrated on Thanksgiving Day. And
Yeah,
every
there
day
you go.
and every year we had pumpkin pie for my birthday. So
Seems
it was my
right.
16th birthday. And my mom tells me that I went to her and said, "Hey, can we have something other than pumpkin pie for my birthday for my birthday this year? It's my 16th birthday." And she's like, "Absolutely, but pumpkin pie is your favorite." And I said, "Actually, Mom, I don't like pumpkin pie." She said,
16 years worth of
"For
this.
16 years, why didn't you tell me sooner?" I said, "Well, I didn't want to hurt your feelings, Mom." And so, isn't that funny?
That's
16
great.
years. So every year since then, we have had ice cream cake. And since I've been out of the house, she has sent me a coupon for Dairy Queen ice cream cake every year for $50 so I can go get my Dairy Queen ice cream cake. Isn't that
There
awesome?
you go. I love it.
Oh, yeah. She's more than
Miss
made up for it.
Mr. Anthony, do I see you here?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, when Mr. Doyle gets back on, we'll figure out if he's gonna bring Ladasic, because there was some mix up. I don't know if he's gonna be on or not, but they tried to sneak him in this afternoon.
I will leave the signal. I'm in the back seat of a truck in West South Dakota. So if it doesn't happen, just either let Ray handle it. I trust him, or put it over to my next attorney Docket. I'll
Okay,
hang
because what I'm
on.
gonna do is as soon as Mr. Doyle comes back, because he went to get some people to find out if he is on. And if he's not, then you can just get off. We'll figure him out.
Okay, thanks, Judge.
All right, sounds good.
Is he a revo?
No, he's charged. It's easier to say what he isn't charged with.
Okay. All right. And what's his last name?
Ladasic.
Ladesic. First
Okay.
name Casey.
And Zach is retained on that case?
Right, on many of them, not all of them, but many of them.
Right. I should have about half.
Yeah, I believe that's right. Yes.
Okay. Zach, if it would be easier for you, since you're kind of breaking up, to just call me on my cell phone real quick and tell me what you want to do. And then that way I'll just take care of that for you, and then you can be on your way. Because you're going to have a better signal, probably trying to just get a cell service instead of video.
I'm totally fine with that, Ray. I'll call you.
All righty.
All right, bye.
Judge, if I'm not on right
Thanks,
back,
Zach. I appreciate you showing up.
Yep.
Judge, if my screen is not on, I'm talking to Zach, okay?
Yeah, no worries.
Judge, I'm going to interrupt. A little change of plans. We're going to do Norris Fears, common spelling, Norris
Well,
Fears,
and I
and
just
he's
wanted
sitting
to
here
ask,
ready to
because there's
go.
been some kind of mix up on Casey Ladesic. Are we gonna see him today, or?
Well, not a mix up. He came in this morning after the email went out, so I just reached out to the clerk to ask if you could review it by paper or see it today. It's completely up to you.
Okay, all right, well, let's, I'll just probably, I'll deal with that after. Unless Mr. Probst
Sure.
is gonna
After at
talk
the
to
end.
Zach Anthony, because Zach Anthony is the one that represents this man. So they're having a conversation to
Okay.
figure out how we're going to proceed. So why don't you put him on, and then we can work from there at some point.
This man being Mr. Fears.
I
You're
know
talking
Mr.
about
Fears
Mr.
is here, but
Fears.
no, I'm talking about Ladesic.
Well,
Was
I
he
don't have
released?
him. I don't know where he's at.
Okay,
I'm not
all right,
sure.
then
Last I heard, he was down at intake.
Okay, gotcha.
And
Okay,
I was just going to track him down as we go along. So
yeah. And what I'll do is I'll just send something over when we're done with this. Yeah. So are we ready for?
Okay,
Mr.
I'll
Peters?
probably ask you at the end. He's close. But
Okay, you're breaking up
ma'am. He is
really
sitting right here.
bad. You're breaking up really bad,
Yeah,
Mr. Doyle.
this H pot, right? Yeah, thank you. All right, I'm going to go on Wi-Fi. Give it a second to see if it will reset.
Okay.
This pod that I'm in is notorious. So sound a little better?
Yeah. It's much better.
Okay, let's give it a shot, Mr. Fears.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, while they're trying to get Mr. Fears on, shoot me a plea offer on the Ladisic case, okay?
Okay.
Ladesic. Mr. Fears?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Judge Whitman with the Kansas City, Kansas Municipal Court. We talked, I think it was last week, concerning
Yes,
your cases. You have a number of them here that are unresolved, and I appointed counsel for you. You also have a motion to revoke your probation. Because it looks like you have done,
All I heard was cases.
okay. All right. Are we having trouble with the guy that gave you the headphones? Can you tell him we're still having trouble with the,
Your Honor, I can't
yeah, I understand. The gentleman that gave you the headphones,
really
can
hear you.
you have him try to work something out with the internet?
I just
Am I frozen or is he?
He is.
Okay.
Yeah, they got off. Yeah, did you understand that, Mr. Probst? He's got one case that is in a revo status,
All right,
and it
Judge,
looks like he's done pretty much nothing.
I've had to reset here, Judge. I
Okay,
apologize.
yeah, Mr. Fears was, I think, getting a little,
Yes, and he
he's breaking
is,
up bad, so.
and we're gonna try again. Here we
All
go.
right, sounds good.
yes, ma'am.
Mr. Fears, you have a number of cases that are unresolved. You also have a case that you were on probation, but it looks like probation filed a motion to revoke your probation because you failed to do a number of things. Report to probation, go to alcohol and drug, get an eval, do house arrest, etc. So
They
I've
cancel
appointed
that.
counsel. I've appointed counsel for you. He is here today. It's Mr. Probst. So if you can ask the guy that gave you the headphones to put you in a breakout, you can talk to your lawyer in private.
You're a break.
Keep those on.
They didn't even evaluate me for that damn probation, man.
Judge, before I go into the breakout room, I just was going to let you know that I talked with him last week and there's no way I'm going to get anything resolved today. We were hoping that we would just have him brought over to court so that he can see everything, just to let you know, because he's not going to be willing to do anything at this point.
Okay, well then I will have him come over. Lorena can do a transport order for next week.
Okay.
You want it Thursday or Friday?
It's whatever's convenient, whatever. Why don't we have Lorena look at either of the dockets and see which is the lightest one? And
Yeah, I'll look at that. I'll do
Yeah,
that and I'll
and then
let
we'll just-
Lorena know. So we're gonna do a transport order, Lorena, okay?
Yeah, because this is not going to be productive.
It's
but
not gonna be good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get you. I
I'll be
get
back.
you.
Okay, Judge, just give me.
All right, you can go talk to him and I'll figure out the day. Well, it can't be next week because Lorraine, it can't be next week because public defender is just doing appointments.
Okay, that's fine. Just
So
whatever that
let's
you
look
decide.
at November 1st, that is a Friday. Let's do it in the morning because there's hardly anything November 1st.
Sure.
Let's look at 1 o'clock. Oh yeah, 1 o'clock is crazy town.
Okay, so 8
But
o'clock.
the morning, it looks really simple.
Good.
Yeah,
And it's less people in the building too.
yeah, so make sure that transport order gets done and scanned in.
I send it in today.
Okay, perfecto. Yeah, because it looks like 1, 2, 3, like 5 people are on it.
I'm gonna make my pitch for an OR bond, but don't be mad at me. All right?
All right, Mr. Probst.
Your Honor, I had the chance to meet with Mr. Fears, and at this point, I think that it's important that he and somebody in our office sit down to go over all this. I think that will alleviate some of the confusion that is clearly happening in this particular matter with the courts and Mr. Fears's matters. We're asking the court for an OR bond so that he can come into our office and review all of the information at this point. Judge, he tells me that he has lived at the same address his whole life. He still lives there today. So there should be no basis for him to abscond. He should show up to his court appearance if you set one. If the court is not inclined to give him an OR bond, if the court would be willing to set this for the soonest possible court date where he can be brought over from the jail. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
What I'll do, it looks like most all the cases happened almost a year ago. We've got January of 2024, March of 2024, and then we have new charges that are traffic matters that happened October 12th of this year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deny an OR bond. However, I will set this for that November 1st. We will have you transported over, Mr. Fears, so that you can sit and visit with your counsel, not on this Zoom, but you'll be in court with your counsel so you can look over all the paperwork, et cetera, what's going on.
Can I get a bond reduction in, Your Honor, please?
I believe I already gave you one. I lowered
No,
it
you
to
did not.
200.
Can we get to the 100 so I can get out? I got things to
I'm
do.
not inclined to do that. These cases have been going on and on and on.
I've been coming, Your Honor. One time, Your Honor, listen, your state was down. The computers were down. I came here twice and the computers were down. Something about a floor got wet, and then something about the computer was down on both of my court dates. There was a man downstairs when you come through the security,
I understand.
and they were supposed to come back with an address. They never did. They never came back with. I had no email to give them, so they were supposed to send some paperwork and an address. It's never got sent. Then the new cases came that you said. You gave me an OR bond, like let's say in October or something. I came back. I typed my name on the wall here, like when I told you I was supposed to be here November 8th, ma'am. I'm not running from you. I'm not running. Should not. I mean, excuse me, language. I'm not running, Your Honor.
Right.
And I have a mother that's 90 that needs me.
I understand. I am setting this for November 1st. You'll be brought over. Make sure you get that done, Lorena.
He walked off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. New pod, Joaquin Gutierrez. Be back soon.
Okay, sounds good.
Mhm.
Hey, Raymond, if you have a second, if you want to give me a call, I can give you. I'm having trouble with the Ledesic plea, but I can just talk to you about it.
Call you right now, brother.
Okay, thank you.
pardon me, Judge, Mr. Gutierrez.
Yes. Hello, sir. I am Judge Whitman with Kansas City, Kansas Municipal Court. You have a couple of matters here that have been unresolved. You have a petty larceny from back in 2019. You then received a failure to appear summons back in June to appear at that time, and you failed to do so. It's my understanding you are in jail at this time on an unrelated matter in district court. What I have done is I've appointed counsel for you. Mr. Probst is your lawyer for these matters here in city court. He is on the Zoom call, and what I'd like you to do is ask the gentleman that gave you the headphones to put you in a breakout so you can talk to your lawyer in private.
Okay. Can you put me on a breakout?
That'll put you with the public defender.
Judge, whenever you're ready.
All right, what's happening?
Judge, the city has offered to plead guilty as charged to the petty larceny. They'll dismiss the failure to appear, no fines, no costs. Joint recommendation of 20 days jail credit for time served. He's been sitting in for about, he says, about 90 days at this point. Judge, I reviewed his rights, advised him of his right to trial, the assistance of our office, the right to remain silent, the right to appeal and cross-examine witnesses, and he's advised that he advised that he'd be willing to give up those rights in exchange for this guilty plea today.
Mr. Gutierrez, did you understand what your lawyer just said?
Yes, ma'am.
By entering this plea, you're giving up your right to have a trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have an absolute right to a trial, that the city must prove that you did these things. You don't have to prove anything.
Yes.
But you still wish to enter this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How do you plead to the charge of petty larceny? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right, I'll accept your plea. I will agree to the recommendation of no fine, a jail sentence of 20 days. You'll get credit for the time served. That failure to appear ticket will be dismissed, and then you will have no further business in this court.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, you can focus on your other matters.
Thank you.
That'll end this hearing. Good luck.
All right. Thank you.
All right,
Have a blessed day.
you too.
Mm-hmm.
Back in and, okay, Judge, that's it, or just checking, that's it for him.
Yes.
Okay, new pod, new floor. There's 3 in a row. I'll just call them out as we come.
All right.
And do you want me to track down Ladasic yet, or are we just going to do that by order, or have you figured that out?
I'll talk to Mr. Probst while you're
Okay, I'll keep
hunting,
checking in.
running around.
You bet. I'll be
All right.
back.
Mr. Probst, did you talk to
I did, Judge. I talked
Zach?
to Ken, and I haven't talked to Zach yet. I talked to Mike. Let me rephrase that. I talked to Zach, who gave me permission to talk to Mike, and then we are trying to work out a plea. He was going to email me something, or was I going to call you back, Mike?
No, I have this. I'm going to scan it in and send it to you.
Okay, great. So
Yeah.
I think if we can get them resolved,
you
great.
a
If not, then we can just continue them.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I'm thinking. If he can get him on Zoom, then at least we could discuss something.
That's correct.
Yeah, so yeah, when he comes back, we'll try that out.
Okay, that works perfectly.
All right, I'm going to step away and get that printed. Okay, Mr. Probst, I just emailed you, so.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'll take a look
Yeah,
at it.
again, sorry for the hiccup there.
Yep. No reason to apologize, brother. Just trying to get things done, as we all are.
Judge, I have a Ladasic answer. He bonded out about 1 o'clock.
Well, that makes it easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, it knocks off a few.
Okay.
I am at my 3 here in this pod. The deputy is just about finished up with something else, so it'll be just a bit longer, please.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Mike, I'll let Zach know.
Pardon me, Judge, Mr. Cockrum is here. William Cockrum.
All right, thank you.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, Mr. Cockrum. I'm Judge Whitman with the Kansas City, Kansas Municipal Court.
Yes.
You have some unresolved matters here in our court. It looks like you have a trespass, a shoplifting, and a domestic battery. I have appointed counsel for you, Mr. Probst, who is here, so that you can speak with him so we can figure out how these cases are going to proceed. So if you could ask the guy that gave you the headphones to put you in a breakout, you can talk to your
breakout.
lawyer privately.
Okay.
Send us an invitation, please. I had to log in.
Oh, yeah, Lorena, if you could send him an invitation again.
I'm not sure if you have to include me on that new one also, or let me try to see if I can get in there.
Only him because he got out of the system and came back.
Yeah, you should still have one, Mr.
Uh-huh.
Probst. Lorena, make sure that you include whatever we do with this case, that trespass that's set for
That-
November 25th.
Yes, I will, Judge.
Okay.
It's on the attorney rec.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
Judge, we're ready whenever you are.
All right, go ahead. What are we doing?
Your Honor, Mr. Cockrum believes that he has some valid defenses to these charges. He's asking for an OR bond in this particular case so that he can come into our office and work to try to resolve these if the court is so inclined to appoint our office to represent him in these matters. Judge, he says that he's actually on paper through Johnson County and Wyandotte County, but he's being supervised at his home in Anderson County. So we're asking the court for an OR bond so that he can get back up to court.
Mr. Cockrum, who is your probation officer? What's their name?
Matt Frost, praying. He's out of Anderson County.
And he's
Matt,
in Anderson County?
yes, ma'am. I see him every week, ma'am.
All right. Because I'm concerned, I mean, these cases, the domestic was 2023. I mean, it's over a year old.
Yeah,
The shoplifting is 2020. And then you just picked up this new trespass charge.
yes,
Okay.
ma'am. I go through. I see my probation officer every week. We can discuss this and we can handle it. And
All right.
because we have I have no issues of not going to see my probation officer. I pee for him every week. I mean, I've been
Okay.
for this last year. I've been on paper for Johnson, Wyandotte, and Anderson County, and I have no issues.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna schedule your case for November 15th, which is a
November 5th.
Friday.
Okay.
Are you working?
Yes.
Okay. Would morning be better or afternoon on that Friday?
Afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, so November 15th at 1 o'clock
Yes,
for
ma'am.
all of these charges.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm gonna make a note that your probation officer is Matt Frost, and if you do not appear, a
I
phone
will
call
appear.
is gonna be made, all
I
right?
will. I will appear, ma'am.
Okay. We'll send over paperwork for that November 15th date.
Okay.
And I will tell you that 1525 South 80th Street, you need to stay away from it,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
okay? And that's
Yes,
gonna
ma'am.
be part of your OR bond, is with the condition to stay away from that, all right?
Okay. All right.
Okay, so we're gonna send over the paperwork. You will get out, but
Okay.
I'll expect you in court that November 15th at 1 o'clock.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. I
All
will be
right?
there. All right.
Okay, sounds
All right.
good.
All
All
right.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Epton, James Epton. Hold up. Let's push this over in front of you. Watch that foot. Sit right there. We'll make it. You're good. You're good. Let's watch your foot. There we go.
All right, thanks.
Hello, Mr. Epton.
How
I'm
you
Judge
doing?
Whitman with the Kansas City, Kansas Municipal Court. You have some unresolved matters in this court. And what I've done is I have appointed counsel for you so that we can try to figure out how we're going to resolve these matters. You've got a number of traffic cases. However, you've got 2 failure to appears, 3 counts of petty larceny, 2 counts of drug paraphernalia. You have a trespassing, and you have an interference with a law enforcement officer. I have appointed Ray Probst, who is here on the Zoom. And what I'd like you to do is tell the guy that gave you the headphones to put you in a breakout so that you can talk with your attorney that I've appointed for you so we can figure this out. All right?
Okay. Yeah, something about.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right? All right.
Judge, we're ready whenever you are.
All right, I'm listening.
Your Honor, Mr. Epton has some significant medical issues going on. He's apparently has seriously injured his foot. He cut his foot in half, and it's not healed, and he's got an infection going on, and they believe that he potentially, it's already in his bone and potentially is going to get into his bloodstream, which is a life and death type of issue. So he has worked out a deal with the prosecutor wherein he would plead guilty to the no insurance in 9483-2, and he would plead guilty to the interference with law enforcement officer in the 5226. The parties would recommend 5 days in jail, credit for time served, $600 in fines, $23.53 in court costs for a total of $623.50. City would dismiss all other charges. And Mr. Epton has been advised that he has a right to a trial, the right to the assistance of our office, the right to cross-examine witnesses and to remain silent, as well as the right to appeal if he were to take the case to trial and lose. He's advised me that he's willing to give up those rights in exchange for this guilty plea.
Is it my understanding there's $300 fine for each of the charges, the one for no insurance and the one for interference?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And then-
300 in costs and fines plus the $23.50 in costs on the no insurance, and then
For the state
$300
fee.
on the interference. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Mr. Epton, do you understand what your lawyer just said?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you are willing to forego having a trial because you have an absolute right to have a trial in these matters. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
By entering these pleas to these charges, you're giving up that right to have a trial.
Right.
And that's how you wish to proceed today?
Yes.
All right. For the charge of no insurance, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And for the charge of interference with a law enforcement officer, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right, I'll accept your plea. I will agree with the arrangement made by the parties. You'll receive 5 days in jail. You'll have those fines, the total of $600 in fine, $23.50 in a state fee. You will not be on probation. All you have to do is pay those fines and costs. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Now,
right.
how do I pay him? Who I pay him to?
You will pay them to the clerk of City Court here on the second floor of City Hall.
So across the street from where I'm at.
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct. Or you can pay online, but the easiest way is just come up and pay the
Yeah,
clerk.
but I'm illiterate when it gets on computer.
All right. All right. So I'm going to go to December. Let's see, where's December 20th? For you to have made some payments, and if you make a $20 payment or a $50, they just move that date for you. So you don't have to keep coming to court. See what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but at least while you're making those payments, we know that you haven't forgot about us and that you do owe that money. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll put you in payment status for December 20th at 1 o'clock. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you have any question? Oh, and all the other charges are dismissed. So
All
it's only 2 that you have, and then you'll have no other business in front of this court other than the payment of those fines and costs.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, do you have any questions?
No, I think this gentleman answered it for me.
Okay, and we'll send over paperwork to get you out, all right?
All right. Thank you.
All right, I wish you good luck with your foot.
All right. Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Mr. Bunting next, Judge.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Just 1 minute when I finish up here. All right, Mr. Bunting, I'm Judge Whitman with Kansas City, Kansas Municipal Court. You have a number of charges here that have been unresolved. You haven't been coming to court. We've got a failure to appear summons, a battery charge, destruction of property, interference with a law enforcement officer, 2 counts of trespass, possession of drug paraphernalia, and a domestic battery. And it looks like that domestic it's set in hearing status because they filed a motion to request to revoke your probation here in city court. So what I've done is I've appointed counsel for you.
Okay.
Mr. Probst, he's here, and I'd like you to speak with him in private about these cases to figure out how we're going to proceed. So if
Okay.
you could ask the gentleman that gave you the headphones to put you in a breakout, you can talk
Breakout.
to your lawyer in private.
Okay.
All
Break
right.
out.
Hand signals and nods and
Judge, I think we're ready whenever you are.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've visited with Mr. Bunting. All of these matters are obviously, we've gone over all of these matters, I should say. I think the court should be made aware that Mr. Bunting has just been violated on his 2021 CR case in Wyandotte County.
Okay,
He is going to the Department of Corrections for up to 13 months.
okay.
So I visited with the city about that issue, and
Mhm.
we have believed that we have reached a joint resolution that we're going to propose to the court.
Okay. Go
The
ahead.
defendant has agreed to plead guilty to interference with law enforcement officer. That is the one ending in 5087. The city is going to dismiss all other charges, no fines, no costs. Mr. Bunting is agreeing to do a 90-day jail sentence, no suspension, serve 90 days. And we're going to ask that that run concurrent with his case, a DOC case that he is currently on and he will be going to. I think he's just waiting for this to be resolved before he heads over to the Department of Corrections. Is that correct, Mr. Bunting?
Yes, sir.
And I didn't see any holds on anything else. Let me just confirm that.
Right, I didn't see any holds either.
Yeah,
But
I don't see any
okay,
detainers.
but here's my question. If if I agree with the sentence of 90 days, that it sounds like it will hold him here. And he will have to finish serving that before he would be taken. Or am I not correct in that?
Judge, I don't have an answer for that. I don't know what DOC would do. I would,
Yeah.
I guess, I,
Because let's review, when is his hearing for the Wyandotte County thing? Because
He's
has
already
it
had-
been done?
yes, Your Honor. He's telling me he's already had his probation violation and he has been ordered to DOC.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so,
I guess the other option, I don't know the answer to that, Judge. I guess that's why you wear the robe and I
it
don't.
run, yeah, because it would run, it is running concurrent, obviously, with his DOC.
Right, and we don't want to extend his DOC time.
Right, but if we. Because if we release him. Because we would have to release him on ours.
In order for him to go to DOC, that's correct.
For them to take him.
Is it possible to make a note that we come back and revisit this after he's left with DOC and agree to have his time run concurrent with DOC at that time?
Right, because we just don't know when DOC is coming to get him.
Correct.
If I'm,
You know,
if I may,
Yeah, if
Go
you can
ahead,
shed
sure.
some light on that, Mr. Bunting, that would be great.
my lawyer, Zach, he told me it was gonna take them 10 to 14 days to come and get me. Of course, depending on their schedule and you know what they have going on, I'm pretty sure that they would probably honor that. But
Yeah.
of course, you know, things change, things happen. But I was told
Right.
10 to 14 days, so about 2 weeks. I was sentenced Tuesday, this
Okay.
past Tuesday.
How long were you in before you had your sentence?
I was in for a week and 8 days, approximately 8 days.
Yeah, I got him in, he's been in since October 14th.
Okay.
Right. And was this a pretty old case, a 2021 case?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm just looking at your, yeah, probation revoked, 19 months prison. Okay, all right. I just wanted to double check that. Okay.
I guess the other option would be is knowing that he's going for 19 months. Could he plead guilty to the interference and then be given given a 90-day sentence, however, ordered to be released on this and ordered to serve his 90-day sentence starting in 30 days. And then that way he's released. He goes there and then we look to see if he's still in DOC or transferred, and then he starts his 90 days at that point. Because I think the court has the power to say, I'm going to suspend you going to jail until such and such day.
Right. Yeah, I can have him report to
Yes,
jail on a particular day.
yes.
So let's do that. Do you understand, Mr. Bunning? I'm basically letting you out on our case to report to jail at a later date, knowing you're in DOC.
So, just so I can understand,
Right.
technically you're releasing me, even though I'm not going anywhere.
Correct, because you have a hold with DOC.
DOC.
Correct.
And then the date that basically you'll have me come
Right.
turn myself in.
Right. I'll note that you are to report. I'll have you report to court. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that I can know, okay, he's doing his 90 days and I can make a note.
Okay, so in a nutshell, in a nutshell, you'll still be able to run my 90 days with my DOC time.
Absolutely happen.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I can
I
go
just
with it.
don't want you to be stuck here
Yeah,
because there's a lot more services and things in prison than in our Wyandotte County Jail.
I understand.
Yeah, it'll be, whether comfort is an issue or not, I don't know if that's the appropriate term, but I think you'd be better off in the prison system
Yes.
for a lengthy time like you're gonna be, okay? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I'll put this for, December 6th, because then that'll be for sure you'll be gone.
Mhm.
I can't imagine you'd be still sitting there.
Mhm.
But
And then following December 6th, that's when you will grant the.
then it'll start your 90 days, which you'll be in.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you're released, then you're done with this. Then you don't have to worry about city court anymore.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Makes sense.
Yeah, that way it'll be easier and get you out of here. So, all right. December 6th to report to court to give him a jail sentence of the 90 days. Run concurrent. And I'm going to check DOC that you're in.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. We don't want no mistakes.
Right, exactly. I don't want to mess you up.
This is pretty rare that this looks like this is pretty rare this happens. So
yeah, but this way it'll work. Okay, so I have said you're going to plead guilty to the interference. There are no fines or costs. All the other time will be all the other charges are dismissed. You'll have a 90-day jail sentence. You will return December 6th to report to court to start your jail, basically. And it's to run concurrent with your DOC time.
okay.
And I put a note, check DOC, the defendant is incarcerated.
Okay.
All right. Now, with all that said, I got to make sure you understand, you could have a trial
I understand.
on this matter. But that would keep you in for a while because we'd bring you over and you have the trial. If you're found not guilty, it wouldn't matter. None of this. Okay. But you want to do this instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this charge, and once again, this charge is the interference of an officer, right?
Correct. And the others are all dismissed.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I understand.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
You guys have been great.
All right. And Lorena, do you understand? All we're doing is we're going to put him in basically sentence status for December 6th.
Okay. Question.
Sure.
should I accept the attorney rec and continue the only one for sentencing?
Right, yes. Accept the
take-
rec, put him in
uh-huh.
end status. And
For
then on December
sentencing.
6th, I'll see my note, check, see if he's jail and be done.
Correct. Okay, thank you, Judge. I
All
do
right.
that.
Your
All right.
Honor,
Yes.
excuse me. So what is the status of the revocation?
Oh, it is, well, what are we gonna do with that revocation? He's not agreeing to it? It's gonna be dismissed, withdrawn? City, how do you want to proceed with that? Because that domestic was a probation revo.
What was his underlying sentence on the domestic? And he already pled guilty to it?
Yeah,
What was
believe
his
it-
underlying 30 or 90 days?
I believe it was 90.
Do you want
yeah,
to just
I'm gonna
do you
look
want to
and,
just revoke him based upon the fact that he's already pled guilty. Go ahead and revoke him on his probation. Have him serve his 90 days and run that concurrent with his interference, which will run concurrent with the DOC.
yeah, that'll
Yeah,
make it easy. That'll make it easier.
I think
Yeah,
that's
because he's already
simple.
got the conviction. It's not like
Right,
we're adding to his criminal history at this point.
correct.
All right, so, Mr. Bunning, what we're talking about is you had pled to that domestic
Hmm.
and you were in revo status because you hadn't appeared or done things that you were supposed to do. So what they're suggesting is we're going to revoke your the probation, run that sentence, that 90 days with the interference.
That's also 90 days, right?
Correct. And so it's on paper, everything's closed.
Okay.
And you're doing no more extra time. It's a straight 90 days.
Okay.
Okay. Because we've got to close our thing out to make sense. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. Okay. So that's how we'll proceed. We'll file that you stipulated to the violation. We are revoking it. We're going to run it concurrent with your interference and close it out.
Okay. And those
All
two will run concurrent with DOC.
Correct.
Okay. I
Yes.
understand.
Now, the only thing I want to see on that domestic, you owe $150, and that's just sitting there.
I could, I guess when I get out,
Yeah, you
I
can,
guess I
yeah,
could pay
because
that.
it'll be in payment status and it'll just be sitting there. If at some point we turn stuff over to collections, so the quicker you can get it paid,
Yeah.
do it. All
Because
right,
when I get out, I'll probably be on post-release parole,
correct.
and they want fines paid and everything before you get out parole anyway, so that'll be no problem.
Gotcha. Okay, sounds good. All right. Sounds like you're trying to get it all squared up and
Yeah, I'm just trying
get
to
all this
understand
behind
it.
you.
Yes, I am. Yes.
Yes, all right. Okay. Any questions?
At this moment, no.
Good to go.
$150 fine. My
Right.
my two violations will be ran together, and those
Right,
two will be
with,
ran together with my DOC. When I get
yes,
out, I'll be done.
you got it.
Okay. All
All
right.
right.
I'm comfortable with that. Thank you
All right.
guys. And
All right. Well, and good luck to you.
all right. Thank you very much.
All right. You have a
All
good
right.
day.
You too.
That help you out, Kathleen?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right, perfecto.
All right, Judge, new pod, Amos or Scott? I'm gonna have to do those individually.
Well, hang on with Scott
Okay,
because
okay.
he was supposed to be sentenced in September, and they realized he may have competency issues again.
What
They
is
did not take the plea.
what is his first name on Scott? Torian?
Torian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm his lawyer. He's been declared incompetent and he
Again?
yes, he was brought back. He was restored to capacity,
Correct.
brought back he decompensated before we could get him pled. So he still has not pled. on his case, and he
On
has
the district court case,
on the
correct?
district court case, and he is already currently in. He's currently the order this came through for competency, and he should be going back to Larned here shortly.
Okay. City, he's only charged with 1 count of lewd and lascivious behavior. District court has him on attempted ag battery. Why are we continuing this mess? This man has been in custody for months and months and months and months.
Judge, I'm gonna disconnect and head on down and be ready with
That'll
Amos
be
while you
great,
guys
but
work
we
this out.
don't need to see Scott.
Okay, very good.
Okay,
Understood.
all right.
Back soon.
Yeah, and the deal with the I can tell you our deal here. Let me pull it up real quick.
Well, whatever the deal is, I'm like, this is gonna go nowhere and continue to go nowhere. So
Your Honor, I don't have a good answer for you. I can review here, but I think
I mean,
that
he
should be a better answer for
literally
you.
has been in custody since last year, dealing with his competency. And no matter what they're going to do to him, it's going to happen over there and not here.
Mhm.
So I'm confused as why you are continuing to pursue this prosecution, I guess.
If while we're waiting, I'm going to look up something real quick and see if
Sure.
the victim in this case is the same victim as the one across the street.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me look here real quick. Hold on. Oh, it's a lewd and lascivious arising from something on April 16th, 2023. And my case, say again? Tell him I'm in court hearings and I'll call him back when I'm done. Thank you. On his case, the information charges. Now it's February 17th of 2022. So I think he's actually been in custody since February. He's been in custody for almost 3 years.
I know he's gone back and forth to Larned.
Mm-hmm.
I
And there's
just
going to
don't
be
understand why the city's still pursuing this.
yeah,
That's
there's going to
all
be
I'm
a
saying.
substantial argument too that he's probably not going to be competent to pursue anything anyway.
Correct. And district court can deal with him.
Right. You're preaching to the choir. I wouldn't object
Yeah.
to its dismissal.
Yeah.
Or refer it over to the city or to the state to see if they want to pick it up.
Yeah.
And then Schneider will pick it up and have it run concurrent with this case that we're on when he ultimately becomes competent. So reach out to Schneider because he's the one that's on it.
Well, Mr. Farley, I'm putting you on notice to do something.
I understand, Your Honor. I will talk to John. I suppose if I were to make a recommendation, you could override me anyways. If you feel the need to. Otherwise, yeah, I can speak with John on Monday about this.
Right. And I'll just I'll continue it 30 days. And so you guys can rally.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, there might be something more going on than I
have no idea, but it seems kind of crazy.
Yeah,
That's all.
3 years does seem extensive. As someone who is made aware of this 2 minutes ago, yeah, seems like there's we probably don't need to keep pursuing this, but I'll check on that.
I just want the record to reflect it's been 3 minutes, not 2 minutes. So I don't want
the first minute I was waiting for.
I don't want him to diminish how much time he's actually known about this.
On this, yeah. Yeah, no, it turns out I was spelling Torian wrong when I was trying to look him up before.
Torian, yes, Torian,
yeah. So, but yes, I can. I will. We'll get an answer for you on how the city wants to pursue this or not.
Does anybody actually know if we're ever being watched on YouTube?
Yes, we are. Sometimes we are. Yes. Okay, Lorena, for that Torian Scott, let's go to that, December 20th date.
Uh-huh.
And that way they can have plenty of time to figure out what they're doing.
Okay. OR bond, right?
It's continuing to be an OR. He's not being held
Okay.
on this.
Okay, sure.
All right, okay.
Hold on.
Pardon me, Judge, Mr. Amos is here.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Hello, Mr. Amos. I'm Judge Whitman with Kansas City, Kansas Municipal Court. You have a number of charges here that have been unresolved. And so I have appointed counsel for you, Mr. Probst, who is here to help you try to figure out how we're going to proceed with these charges. Currently, you have 5 charges of trespass, 1 count of battery, and 2 counts of giving false information. So if you could let the gentleman that gave you the headphones know you want to go into a breakout, you can speak with your lawyer privately about these charges.
Okay. She wants me to go into a breakout. Yeah, I got it. That's on me. Put you in with public defender.
Judge, would you tell me what the notes were from last week?
Yeah, they're talking about there might be a competency issue, but I wanted you to visit with them again.
Okay.
Just
Yeah,
to see if he's tracking, because I don't know if he was under the influence of something before and now he's good. I don't know.
yeah, he's a care and treatment client of mine, so I know
Okay,
he's
well,
got-
chat with him, see what we can do.
okay.
Yeah, Mr. Farley, I had noted that you were gonna maybe reach out to the district court on that case.
Yeah, I talked to John about that, and I made him aware that you wanted to hear from the 23rd. So actually, yeah, I wasn't sure if
Yeah,
our office had or district
so
court
do we know anything? Did John do anything?
not that I'm aware of.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let Mr. Probst to figure it out.
Okay. Okay. And if there's anything else you need me to do on my end
Yeah.
afterward, I will make sure to follow up John on that too. Make sure we actually get you some sort of answer.
Yeah, because let me see, Mr. Amos has been only in since the 14th. So he hasn't been in very long, and let me check to see if he's got something that's holding him. No, just our charges.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of scary if I know he's got competence, just to release him to the wild. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think the jail's any better though. I don't, jail's not good for a person that has some issues. I think he's our last person.
That's what my notes say.
Yeah.
I think we've gotten through everyone else and then some.
Judge.
Yes.
So Roy seems to be doing pretty good today. And I
Okay.
think we had a very productive conversation. I kind of
Yeah.
talked to him about his charges and he says he understood them.
All right.
So I would tell the court that the city's made an offer to resolve all of his matters. He would plead guilty to trespassing in the ticket ending in 3755. And he would plead guilty to the battery in the ticket ending 4954. Both charges would have a $150 fine. He would have a 30-day underlying jail sentence, 12 months of probation. He's not allowed to return to 730 Osage or 420 Kansas Avenue or 646 57th Street, nor is he allowed to go have contact with Eric Graft or Graff. No negative law enforcement contact. And he would have to take an anger management evaluation and follow the recommendations. The underlying sentence would be a 30-day jail, suspended upon completion of probation. I've explained to him what his rights are, his right to a trial, his right to the assistance of our office to cross-examine witnesses, and the right to testify or to decide not to testify. And I've told him that if he takes the case to trial and loses, he would have the right to appeal. Additionally, Your Honor, I've discussed with him that the battery charge could potentially impact his criminal history since it's a person misdemeanor. And he is willing to agree to waive all of those rights in exchange for the city's offer to plead guilty today.
All right. Mr. Amos, did you understand what your lawyer just said?
Yeah.
That you are giving up your right to have a trial on these matters and you want to enter a plea to these charges. Do you understand?
A plea.
You're
Oh, yeah,
pleading to trespass and battery is what your lawyer's saying.
So I said, please have probation in 30 days. Yeah,
Correct.
that's what I want. That's what I want.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's what you want to do?
Yeah.
Now, it means also that you're going to be on probation for a total of 12 months. Do you understand that?
Okay. Yeah.
And you'll have to report as directed by your probation officer.
Yeah.
Okay. And do the different types of things in that you'll have to do an anger management evaluation and follow those recommendations.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you're not to return to those locations at 730 Osage, the 420 Kansas Avenue, and the 646 57th Street. You understand?
Okay.
Got to stay away from there. All right.
Okay.
Okay. And then there's some victim, Eric Graff, you need to not have any violent contact with.
Okay.
Yeah, you can visit with him, but just don't hurt him or do anything violent to him. Got that? All right.
Okay.
Okay. So to the charge of trespassing, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right. And to the charge of battery, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right. I'll accept your pleas to those two charges. All the other charges will be dismissed. You will be on probation for 12 months. I'm going to follow the recommendations that were listed.
Okay.
For those those two charges. Now, you're going to have to report to probation. I can let you out today.
Okay.
But you're going to have to start your probation on Thursday, which is, excuse me, it'll be November 7th. Do you think you can do that? Is that a good day for you?
Yeah.
Okay. It'll be November 7th at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
All right. And
Yes,
the probation office is here in City Hall on the second floor.
Okay.
That's just across the street from where you're at right now.
Okay.
Because do you know where City Hall is?
Yeah.
It's just across the street.
Yeah.
When you get out of jail, I mean, it's a big, tall building just across the
Okay.
street.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Is there any questions that you have about what you need to do?
No.
All right. The only thing you need to do right now is just make it to your probation appointment November 7th at 10.
Okay.
All right.
All
And
right.
then they'll work you through what you got to do from there. All right.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
God bless you.
Do you have any other questions?
No.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll conclude the hearing. Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Bless you too.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. We're good to go.
Have a great
Yes.
weekend, everybody.
You
Thank
too.
you.